Good morning, traders. My name is Jake LeCure.
And I'm Joel Alcana, and welcome to Thursday's edition of Pre-Market Info.
Well, I guess we'll get things started off with the S&Ps. I know that we're kind of everybody's watching. We'll see what the market's going to do today. I know that if we get another drop in the Dow today, we'll have the first 3-day losing streak since December. What are you seeing on the S&Ps today, Joel? What do you think?
Bite your tongue, 3-day losing streak. Come on now. You would never be able to get hired by CNBC here. I'm out on my short positions here yesterday. We got near that $1,600 level, and I just thought there might be a little bit of a slow rally today ahead of the jobs number coming up. I didn't put those actions in the market, but we do have a little bit of a creeper rally going. Yesterday's low is holding up here in the market. That was 1605.50. We're just creeping up here. I think we could perhaps this morning rally go up to that 1620 level. You know, the old support, new resistance level. So I think we could get above there. I think you get above 1620, and I think you start to run into some problems in the 1620 handle.
So with the decline in the markets recently, I know we're probably seen some effect on gold from that, especially when traders are running for the hills, they're looking to hedge themselves out and probably jump into gold. What are you seeing on the on that little yellow metal there today?
Yeah, absolutely nothing here. Look at this, Jake. We've had 6, 7 days of consolidation here. Still trading in that 1380 to 1420 range, hovering above 1400. I don't know, maybe some strangles are on the table here, but kind of getting a little bottoming pattern maybe for once. I know I'm always pretty bearish on the metal, but it just seems to be holding this $1,400 level, and perhaps the news on the unemployment numbers tomorrow will get this going in one direction or another.
We did actually, on the your favorite figure there, we did have the Challenger job cuts this morning, despite not being the most influential economic indicator there. They were down, I believe, 40%. So we're seeing, we are seeing, one, bullish number there for the jobs release tomorrow, despite the ADP number, or on Wednesday.
Okay. And just taking a look here at the crude market, bumping up against major resistance. You had two highs in 94.41 and 94.48. We've reached so far in the session 94.46. I think you pop above there, you got some room up to the $95 level, but so far resistance is resistance here at 94.50 in the crude.
Another thing to note on the crude for the fundamentals, yesterday we did see a drop in inventories that is 8 times what was expected. So that could be throwing the crude markets for throwing them a little bit of a curveball there. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Another thing to be watching for today is retail sales. They're going to be coming out throughout the day. So the XRT, the retail ETF, is definitely something you want to keep an eye on, because that's something that's going to hinge upon big time there.
Just sitting on major support at the 76.50 level, hit 76.46 yesterday, getting a little pop up in the pre-market. We also had a low at 76.55 back on May 16th. So just kind of just holding out here. I don't know if you can call it a flag pattern or not, but it's just holding above major support here. If those numbers start to come out bad from the retailers, you've got support at 75.96, which was the low on May 13th.
Then, moving on to more of the earnings side of things, we did have a couple of significant reports last night, despite being outside of earnings season. We did have Verifone, that's ticker PAY, Papa Alpha Yankee, cut its guidance for the second time in 3 quarters and missed on both the top and bottom lines. Shares just getting absolutely crushed here.
Yeah, the initial swoon took it down to 17.95, getting a little bounce up here to the 18.55 level. Besides the 17.95 low, the recovery high was at $19. So we get those two levels to keep an eye on for pay, but definitely it doesn't pay to own this stock here. It's been in a precipitous decline here since cutting guidance back in February and doing it again. So if you're looking to pick a bottom here in the pay or cover a short, just keep an eye on the pre-market low at 17.95.
Another company reporting earnings last night was Vera Bradley. That's Victor Romeo Alpha. Company decided announced it would cut guidance, and it also announced that CEO would be retiring. This morning we're seeing downgrades from both Piper and Jefferies. So, seeing Vera Bradley trading down a little bit there.
Yeah, thank you for the downgrades by those companies. I wish I would have known it before it crashed through the $22 level. I made a spike low of 19 in the pre-market. Actually, in the after hours is when it hit the 19. Now you're getting a bounce up to 2050 here. That's been the high in the pre-market this morning, so we'll keep an eye on that 2050 level. If and when this ever gets back to $22, look at all those lows there you had at 22. That's going to be the bogey on the upside for the stock to go into rally mode. But boy, are we a long ways away from that.
On the more intangible side of things, though, we did have a big rally in Tesla yesterday, midway through the afternoon. Stock seems to be just continuing its momentum from earlier. We're saw it hit a little bit of hit down to the high 80s there, bounced off of it, and doesn't seem to be really looking back.
Yeah, they try to do the numbers on this thing, and it's nearly impossible with the huge ranges. Yesterday, it broke out of that the inside day and went down another $3, and then turned around on a dime, kind of in a weak market. So it's kind of hard to play that. Just keep an eye. Let's call it the whole $98 level. Yesterday's high was 97.97. Your high from Monday was 97.62, so getting some sellers here in the 97 handle up to 98. That's your resistance. Also, once a stock is a triple-digit stock and then comes back down under it, that $100 level could be a good number. We did also have
Making headlines this morning. We had SodaStream, that's Sandy Oscar Delta Alpha. There's a rumor coming out that the company was in talks to be acquired by PepsiCo for $2 billion. Following the rumor, the Pepsi CEO said there's no truth to the rumors, while SodaStream declined to comment. Despite this, it looks like SodaStream got a little bit of a boost this morning on the news, but yeah, we are seeing some movement in SodaStream from that rumor.
Yeah, I mean, it was reported and just got an absolute pop-up here over the $90 level. I don't know, I even see a tick here at 100. I don't know what fool bought it up there, but, when the 100 shares, someone painting the tape here. I mean, from what I can understand, everyone is denying this, correct?
Yeah, well, SodaStream is declining to comment, while the CEO of Pepsi said that there is no truth to it. So you have Pepsi saying that's absolutely not true, while SodaStream's not commenting. I mean, you might as well say that everybody's denying comment on it and denying the fact that.
Okay, well, when things are in play, it's best to stay away because you don't know what news is going to be out there. Just looking at the pre-market activity here, whoever sold last night or into that news is targeting 71.50 to 72.5. That's a pretty big range, but the pre-market low has been 71.50. If you could put the rumors out of your mind and just concentrate on the technicals here. You can keep an eye on the 2-day high at 72.38. You can use that as support. That was the former high of the move. So kind of about $1 away we're trading. Though I think if you fall below 72.38, I think maybe these rumors are maybe just rumors.
Yep, still getting a nice little 6.5% pop there. Oh, looks like it's come back down a little bit, but SodaStream's still running on that. Another thing to note for the futures and the market as a whole, we did have the ECB rate decision today. They decided to keep the rates unchanged, but at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're expecting to have a press conference where we could get a little bit more color on exactly what their game plan is. So could see a little bit of a tick upwards or downwards in the futures markets depending on that. So keep an eye on the ECB and see what their kind of comments they're putting out there.
Okay, we got a question here on or a request to take a look at the technicals here on Facebook, and they're certainly not looking very good here. After the pop, after the Jeffries upgrade last week, got near the $25 level and just has hit it in reverse. Trading up a little bit in the pre-market. We have a pre-market high over the 23.10 level, actually 23.12, hit that just a few minutes ago. I guess if you're trying to pick a bottom here, maybe see if this 22.79 can get tested again today, maybe put a double bottom in, perhaps a similar or even a higher low similar to the pattern that it did here before the rally. Looking longer term, I don't even think I think we got to go out to the weekly on this. This is just kind of scary here, under $23 level. Looking at the weekly, there's not a lot in there, so I think I try and wait for at least a double bottom or two lows within the same area before trying to get active in this stock. Goog, was there any news on Goog yesterday? Because I just noticed that thing just really kind of ignored what the market was doing. I mean, it did have a negative day, but 2 days of nearly identical ranges. A little bit actually made a higher low yesterday with all the activity going on in the market. 870 is the major resistance now. 869.45 to 870.51. Those were a couple highs that you had in the market. But maybe now get another day or two of consolidation here for the Googster, and maybe a breakout above this 870 level.
On the news there for Google yesterday, you did have the Apple patent suit where Apple's getting banned to be selling its iPhone 4, its 3GS, and its iPad 2 3G models on the AT&T network, according to, from the FTC ruling. That could be giving Apple a boost because traders may be expecting consumers to switch over to more Android-based devices on the AT&T network because of that ruling. So that could have been a little bit of a boost for Google yesterday.
Yeah, Apple did, speaking of Apple, did sneak into the 450 handle, but you had to be quick. Only got up to 450.72, which was also Monday's close. Still holding on to this thing above 440. Only got to 443.71 yesterday. I mean, they did try and tar and feather it, off that negative news, but boy, it just tight range. Just kind of won't. You kind of can feel the company in there buying back their stock. It just whenever it gets any kind of decline, it seems to bounce back. Trading up here in the pre-market, did make a pre-market high at 447.75. So let's keep an eye on that. And then on the downside, just spotty lows. Yesterday's low was 443.71. And even with the negative news, that couldn't get to Tuesday's low, which was 442.58. Since we're talking about these tech stocks, we haven't mentioned LinkedIn in a while, forming some major support here at the 160 level. Two lows, 160.20 so far has been the low of the move. You got the 160.93 back on Monday. So if you're still a LinkedIn bull here and you're looking for a little bit of a rebound from the $200 level, you do have a tradable low here at 160. That coincides with the February 27th low of 159.74. Any news on the LinkedIn front?
Let me take a look. There was nothing major headline breaking there.
Initial jobless claims for the week ended June 1st coming at 346,000. The economists were looking for 345,000. Continuing claims for the week ended May 25th coming at 2.95 million. Economists were looking for 2.973 million. The readings from the prior weeks were revised higher from an initial 354,000 to 357,000.
Hey, thanks, Brent, for popping in there. The market kind of just shrugged this off, huh, Jake? Really not getting much movement in the S&P futures. You think this foretells anything for tomorrow's unemployment number?
Could be interesting. I mean, I feel like the market may be waiting on to see what's coming out of the ECB too, and then maybe it's going to use that as kind of a combined thesis about what's going on out there. I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now, so I feel like a lot of traders are kind of still trying to feel out which way things are going to be going before they really place their bets.
Okay, just finishing up on a few stocks here. Kind of a technical Thursday here. Not a lot of news out in the markets. Taking a look at GE yesterday, we were talking about that textbook example of a top resistance, 2380. Couldn't even get up there yesterday. Had a decline, 2321. That coincides with the May 17th low. Got a little bit of a pop above there. So also trading up in the pre-market. Kind of like what I'm looking for in the market here in any kind of decline. I'm expecting bidders here to kind of step ahead of the previous day's low since the SPOs are about 7 points away from there. Another stock with interesting technical formation. Despite the carnage in the market yesterday, Procter & Gamble could not get to Monday's low, which was 67.12. Although it did settle weak, only 3 cents off the low of the day, this $76 level has been a major support in the stock going back to really to at the end of February. So for potential swing traders here that are looking to make a couple bucks on something and risk a buck, you might want to take a look at an entry here in the low to mid 76s and using that 76 as a potential stop out point. Another similar stock having just been getting beat up, J&J now has a potential triple bottom in place here. Last 3 days lows 83.37, 83.56, and 83.48. So, and you got to remember, Jake, this stock is coming off hard off the all-time high of 89.99. So see if this bottoming pattern can hold here in Johnson & Johnson. Just back to the overall market, kind of expecting a quiet day ahead of earnings. Looking at the pre-market low coincides with yesterday's low. Yesterday's low 1605.50. Today's low 1606.75. So I expect bidders to be popping ahead of that and coming back on the upside. So far the pre-market high is 1675. We'll keep an eye on that. I think that old 1620 level, as we mentioned before, could act as a good resistance today. Perhaps use that on a target if you're looking to go long off the open. Jake, any closing comments here for our traders?
Yeah, just watching the macro markets there. Draghi just started speaking about the ECB rate decisions, so keep an eye on that. With those jobless claims there looking good, the initial jobless claims, that is. Interesting to take a look. I'm interested to see what the number's going to be tomorrow because I think it's really going to be a big decider whether or not this rally continues or if we do get a little bit more of a pullback here. So keeping an eye on that.
Okay, thanks for filling in, Abram Lee, for Dennis here. That's our regular broadcast for today, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.